If you're looking for your first demon level of a certain difficulty, or looking for free demons, you found the right video. Today I will show you 5 levels of each demon difficulty that I believe are a great place to start when trying to beat levels of that set difficulty. These levels I picked to showcase are typically not as popular as the more obvious options such as the Lightning Road or the Nightmare, in order to attempt to give you new options that you did not know about before. However, you might know some of them. Also, I will still list all of those kind of popular levels at the end of each section just in case you haven't heard of them, because there are some easy ones for sure. Finally, some of these picks you may disagree with, and if so, make sure to leave suggestions in the comments below to help each other find some levels. Without further ado, here are the timestamps for each section, and I hope you guys enjoy and maybe even find a new level to beat. For the first easy demon, we have Sinless Ash by Whirl. This is an easy demon based off of the Terraria Calamity mod, and this level is XL at 2 minutes and 23 seconds, so that might be a turn-off for some people. However, most of the sections, including the ship, UFO, cube, and robot, are fairly open, easy to learn, and accessible to most players. Although the ending wave could be tricky to play from zero, so I recommend you practice it a couple of times to get used to it. And it is like a boss fight level, so if you don't like that, you also might not like this level too much. But overall, I found the level fairly easy to learn, very enjoyable to play as well, which is why I believe it makes a great first easy demon, and could possibly be the easiest level on this list. Next up, we have Weird by Lurt, which I played recently on my channel. This level starts off with one of the easiest sections you could find in an easy demon. I personally found the gameplay really enjoyable, and know it can be a great place to start off with demon levels for some, since my friend's brother beat it as his first demon level recently. The wave gameplay focuses on D blocks, which let your wave hit the floors and ceilings made of blocks without dying. Once you get used to this part, you'll get to the last ship almost every attempt, and the last ship can be used to build up nerve control for future levels. Just make sure to watch out for this last click here, it can be a little tricky. And overall, I found this level to be the most fun out of any of these easy demons on this list, and possibly one of the easiest too. Now I will mention 2 levels at once, which only have under 100,000 plays each. MIP and MIP2 by Salute and others. Both of these levels are very easy to play once you learn them, with click indicators scattered everywhere, and very open ball and ship sections in each one of these levels. They also have slopes to help you out in some cases where you don't even have to click. These levels feature many different game modes to help you learn all of them. Both levels were fairly fun to play, they look nice. The song is also enjoyable, and I found MIP2 to be slightly easier than the original, as long as you get used to the high-speed gameplay, since MIP1 Spider could be tough for beginners. Overall, both of these make a great level to beat if you're inexperienced or not. Next, we have another great easy demon, Memory by It's Kiba. As you may have guessed, it is a memory level, but it does show you what blocks you need to go through since they're colored slightly differently, which ultimately makes this a great first memory demon for anyone interested in learning memory levels down the road. I recommend giving it a shot to anyone interested, and if you do, make sure you learn the wave and the cube at the end. They can be a little tricky to remember. It is likely you may have heard of this one from another video similar to this if you've watched any, but Shiver by SB is a great level to start off with. It features wave, ship, duels, and a fast part at the end to get used to many mechanics for future levels. Make sure to memorize what orbs to click at the end, and it will become easier when you do so. I chose to include this level because it can build up many skills at once for people who are looking to beat harder levels down the road. For the first medium demon, let's get one of the easy choices out of the way first. Living Open by Mafaka is nearly identical to Deadlocked, and it does have different decoration and slightly different gameplay at some parts. So honestly, if you have been Deadlocked and it isn't too hard for you now, or you just like the level, I definitely recommend trying to just beat this, especially if you just want a free demon, quote unquote, or you want an extra demon on your profile or something, or the stars. So yeah, overall this is a good option if you're good at Deadlocked. Zakupin Egg by Civil is a wave carried level based on Zakupin Hell, and it does have rough transitions every now and then, but once you learn them you should find it pretty easy, and you also should be pretty consistent in most parts in this level. wave, for some reason, is kind of harder than it looks, even though it's very, very, very open. Because I guess it just is a little bit more awkward than you may think at certain clicks. But yeah, overall the gameplay is solid, and it's just an easier version of Scoop in Hell. And it could be a good start for people looking to beat their first medium demon. Or maybe if you want to look cool and say, oh, I beat Scoop in Hell, but it's kind of, you know, I don't know. Solar Circles by Dark Griff is a great option for someone looking for a first 9 circles medium demon. I found the level to be fairly fun, besides the first jump being a little dumb, like with that gap there. I do think the level is definitely on the easier side of 9 circles medium demons, and anyone solid with the wave should be able to beat this level fairly easily. The pre-drop is a bit learny, but I also have a guide on my Solar Circles video if you do need help with that. If not, you should be able to learn it. And yeah, the ship and ball at the beginning are fairly easy for a medium demon for sure. Kiln by Serafifi is a medium demon I personally had a lot of fun with. Once you get the ending wave down, it is not too hard to beat. I found pretty much all parts of this level pretty fun to play and quick to learn and get used to overall. And the decoration and the song are a pretty cool combo, and it makes the level experience a lot more enjoyable, for me at least. Good luck to anyone trying to beat this, and I hope you enjoy it like I did. And next we have Gold Temple by Sir Punj. It's a kind of classic level, and it's a temple level inspired by Michigan. And I added it to the list since it was my first medium demon, so I think it could be good for other people as an option as well. And I found it to be an okay place to start. The ship could be very, very tough actually though. However, I found it doable for me at least at the time, since my best mode by far was ship. And especially if you're on 240 Hz, it can make it easier. The rest of the level isn't so bad at all, so give it a try if you're good at ship. Now moving on to hard demons. Clubstep EX by Zenthic Alpha was also my first hard demon, and it's just a buffed Clubstep with a lot of straight fly. This is usually seen as one of the easiest hard demons in the game. The hardest part I recommend getting used to is the mini UFO around 70%. This is an awful spot here with very awkward gameplay, but once you get those clicks down, it should be pretty easy. The rest of the level is very doable if you're around this skill range and are good at straight fly. Overall, I found it difficult to find a lot of fun hard demons, or just good hard demons in general, with them usually having fairly awkward gameplay or something. However, this level I recently played, White Women by Heather Hayes, changed my opinions on that. It's an amazing memory level that I've recently played on my channel. The reason I even beat it just a few days ago, was because I found it for this video, and it was really fun to play. If you like memory levels, it's definitely a must play. And it syncs amazingly with the song, has great gameplay that's really fun and isn't too hard to memorize. And once again, I do have a guide of this on my level completion on this channel. So if you want to learn the memory in this level, but you are having troubles, that could help you out. Overall, this is definitely my top recommendation for hard demons and possibly for this entire list. Good luck to anyone who gives it a shot. Hope you enjoy it. Circulating by Avalanche is a solid 9 circles hard demon that is a great step right before beating something like 9 circles if you're interested in beating that. This all took me under 700 attempts, which is unusual for me personally with hard demons. The ship gameplay at the beginning is tight, but it's pretty fun to play, I found. The hardest part is probably the slow wave in the ship at the beginning for most people. Honestly, the end felt a good deal easier than the beginning, which can make the level flukeable or just, you know. This level also has a guide on my channel if there's any parts you struggle with, so you can check that out too. A Dream in Pixels by Metalface221 is a great first hard demon for anyone good at the ship game mode. There are under 50,000 plays on this, so it's fairly unknown, and most of the level besides the ships are pretty easy. There are definitely some straight fly spots, however, so if that isn't for you, I recommend a different level possibly. And the wave, for some people, could give you some trouble. Overall, this level seems very doable for most players to go for as their first hard demon. I also haven't even beaten this, and I honestly plan on playing it pretty soon just to beat it. It looks fairly fun. Crazy by DavJT looks to be a pretty fun option for hard demons. It is very well known, I know, but I couldn't find many great levels for this, as I mentioned earlier. They were less known at least. The deco and gameplay is modern, and it does have some fast gameplay swaps here and there. It's definitely a pretty good option for hard demons, and one of the better ones out there. that's the end of this section, and if you do have any good hard demon suggestions, let me and others know in the comments and help us out. Thanks. For my first Insane Demon recommendation, Doomed by Maximin is the Insane Demon I beat the fastest by far. Learning and playing it took less than 3 hours for me. This level is almost only upwards wave spam, and it lasts for 30 seconds. I found it to be pretty fun, and it does use a non-Newground song, which can be down in the description if you go for this level. Something to note is the level does switch from Insane to Hard Demon sometimes, so it definitely can get demoted. Next is my first Insane Demon personally, and a classic. Stalemate by Nox was a pretty fun and smooth experience for me back then. And going for this didn't feel like too large of a jump from hard demons, and I only had 3 back then. I can see this level giving you some troubles though. The ship at the end can be pretty tough for some people, and there are some memorization parts to get used to. Most importantly, the mini UFO when you spam in those portals, around like 60%, is almost only luck based. There are some methods to get used to it though. Overall, I enjoyed the level and it felt great to beat it. This next pick is exclusively only if you find this level stupidly easy and consistent, but I thought it's worth a mention. Inane Demon by Kiwi Penguin is not a great level in my opinion. However, if you literally learn the 3, and I literally mean only 3 parts of this level consistently, then you definitely can beat it as your first Insane Demon. And I only recommend this if you've tried a lot of stuff and you just can't beat your first Insane, and it could just be worth a try, you never know. On the other hand, Firewall by Hines is another Hood classic you may already know. It is on the easier end of Insane Demons for sure, and I found runs to be pretty fun for this level. Some parts are tricky to get used to for sure though, and the song and style of this level overall make the playing experience with the level a lot better in my opinion, and I definitely do think the level could be a great first Insane Demon for anyone good at the wave. Last up for Insane Demons is Feral by Inside. This level does feature gameplay that appears to be very learny. On the plus side, this level is only 40 seconds long, and it does seem like it would be fairly consistent to play the level once you do learn it. I don't have much else to say for this level because I haven't played it. The only other thing I can really say is it also has a non-on-Newground song, which you can download in the description as well. Most people won't find this section too helpful, but I'm going to include it anyway since there are some people it might help. Now we're going to look at the best entry-level extreme demons, starting off with Glisten by Squizzard. This level is amazingly fun. Most people seem to like it when they play it, and I do plan to beat this as my 3rd extreme. I have 50 to 100 on it with only the first day of playing it. Overall, I find it to be a great experience to play, and some parts are harder than others, especially the spider, and the ball between 14 and 50% seems to be the hardest part for me personally. You also got to make sure you watch out for that double click on the orb in the last ball. Hopefully for anyone looking for their first extreme demon, you see this as a decent option. Next up is my personal hardest, Phantasmagoria by Wolt. I personally had a lot of fun with this level when it was my 2nd extreme, and it did take way less time than Cataclysm. The ball could be very tough to get used to, and it is chokeable. Also, the ship at 50 seems to be pretty hard for some people, but I found it okay since I practiced that part first. Another thing to note is that the spider at the beginning does get very consistent, I found. I had days where I'd literally get past it like 90% of the time, which gives you a lot of chances for good runs and maybe beating the level. Overall, it was a great experience to play for me at least, and it only took about 2 weeks to play and learn it in total. Next is Phantasmagoria. Yeah, no, the other one, the less known one by Yanuka. However, this level seemingly is just as fun of a level, and it's very unique. And Aeon actually recommended me to check this out in one of his streams, and I do think I'll play in the future. Some parts may prove to be tough to learn at first, I found, but the level as a whole seems very fair and interesting to play. Once you learn it, you should get used to almost everything, and this definitely could be a great place to start with lower end extremes, since it is lower than the other Phantasmagoria. Now we have Precipitance by Extravagon. This level looks fairly approachable for most players. There are some wave parts that can be tricky for some, or just like at the wave, which I kind of do, let's be honest, but yeah, I mean, I could see myself going for this level at some point. It does have some click sync as well, which is cool to see. Most people who play it seem to like it. and I have been recommended to try it one day by some people as well, so it definitely could be a great choice for some players. Finally, I chose Shotgun by Spin Studios. This level focuses on fast game mode switches, as well as transitions and wave gameplay. I think the level looks pretty interesting and has many parts that are easy for its difficulty, while some parts definitely can be pretty hard, such as the wave found around in the middle of the level. I do believe that the level could be a solid first Extreme Demon experience, especially if you are very good at the wave. Now keep in mind some of the obvious options like Accu and Cataclysm I didn't mention, but I'm going to mention them right here. All of these levels could also be a great place to start for sure. Another thing that might help some people is the All Extreme Demon list linked below, which literally takes every single Extreme Demon in the entire game and rates it in order of difficulty. Just note that the list is opinionated and you might disagree with some of it. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. If there's anything I could do better or you want to leave feedback, please do so in the comment section. Also note these are just my opinions and I could be off about some of the levels, especially the ones I haven't played much of. However, I hope you enjoyed the video and still found a level to go for. If not, leave your own recommendations if you have any as well. That could help myself and others, which would be great. As that pinned comment says, I did decide to just compile all of the recommended levels of each difficulty that I didn't feature in this spot right here. So I hope if none of the main things I mentioned helped you, maybe some of these can.